What's going on, Retro Freaks? We got a fun, unique little top 5. We don't do a lot of top 5s on the channel, but I like this topic. Everybody, it feels like, is playing Breath of the Wild. Every time we sign onto the Switch, our friends' things pop up in the corner, and what are they playing?
Tears of the Kingdom.
I said Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game, we can't stop playing it, and we were like, hey, what other games have just everybody been playing? You know, video games have been around forever. People are playing a ton of games. People play all different types of games, but there are certain games that everybody plays, and even if you're not even a gamer, you have played these games.
Yeah. It's moments in time is what we're ranking here, that everyone was playing the same thing for all intents and purposes. And obviously not all 7 billion people on the planet were playing the same thing, but that we remember everybody was freaking into.
Just a little pocket of time where everybody was playing it. Let's go back to Gen 6. Grand Theft Auto 3. When Grand Theft Auto became open world, it wasn't top down anymore. It was roam around, do whatever you want. Oh man, I remember when this game came out and I was a kid and I was like, I can shoot people, I can get cheats with tanks, I can do, like, it was wild.
This, more than any other game for the PS2, was a console seller. There were kids in school, I remember, playing this game that weren't even gamers, and they got a PS2 because of Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, this is not us saying Grand Theft Auto 3 is the best Grand Theft Auto, or one of the best games of all time.
It is awesome, but
it is, but everybody wanted to play that game. So I think it is warrants being number 5 on our list. It was... There really wasn't a game prior to this that allowed you just that freedom.
Yeah, dude, this was like the first, like, it felt like you could do whatever you wanted in this game.
Dude, this game was everything I wanted Driver to be. This was like a sequel to Driver, but in the Grand Theft Auto universe.
I had this game as a kid, even though I was technically probably shouldn't have. You know, I had this game, but to be honest, I never played a single mission, but I played this game all the time because I was just like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
You know, I would use cheats all the time. I would just go around driving and killing people. Like, it was just, I was like, this is insane. How is this a video game? It was awesome.
I remember Guitar Hero coming out and being a game changer. I remember I was in college, and over summers I was working at this dairy. And I was working overnights, and the break room had Guitar Hero set up in it.
In the break room?
And the guys were like so into it. And these are middle-aged, older. Nobody was really a gamer per se, but everybody wanted to play Guitar Hero.
Dude, that is freaking awesome. Yeah, so like Guitar Hero, and then I'm gonna lump in the same category, Rock Band. You know, Guitar Hero I think was super awesome, but then I think when it evolved and became Rock Band, you know, when people could sing, people could play drums, I think that's when it really got people, because you'd be playing it, because I remember playing it when I was a kid and I loved it, and then like mom comes in and she's like, hey, can I sing a song? Or grandma comes in and wants to sing a song. It like brought families together, and I remember I got like Beatles Rock Band, and just like the whole neighborhood would be in the living room, and you just take turns every song, and it was just like, everyone was enamored by it, and it was just like, this is so cool. It had music that you knew and loved, but then you could play the music you knew and loved, and it was incredible. But I feel like it was such a short amount of time.
It was.
We were all into it, and then we just stopped playing.
You know, we did a video on, I think, all the Guitar Heroes a while back, and I remember saying something to the effect in there that I think they almost put out too much too soon.
They put out so many.
And it was just a flash in the pan. It was really that PS3... 360 and Wii era, and I think there was some released on PS4 and Xbox One as well.
There's some on the modern consoles, but that's just not the same, and nobody really cared anymore.
It doesn't have the buzz around it.
No, dude, I loved freaking Guitar Hero. You just felt like, especially as a kid growing up playing it, you were like, I'm learning about great music, I feel like a freaking rock star, like a punk. It was like that, and like Tony Hawk, like, defined my musical, you know?
Yeah, like what you were into.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. You gotta go way back in time. NES. I think this game, people were buying it, people were buying this console just to play this game, and that's the original Super Mario Bros. This game revolutionized, I think, just video games in general.
Yeah.
Because it was right after the video game crash, and then everyone was like, Mario Bros. And then everyone was in line getting the NES and nuts for Nintendo and stuff. But dude, awesome.
It may be the most addictive toy in history, and it's definitely the hottest thing this Christmas. Nintendo video games.
It does definitely help that this was a pack-in game, but to your point, I think there was a ton of people that bought the Nintendo, played this game, didn't play anything else. It reminds me of my parents.
Yeah.
My dad was super into Super Mario Brothers, my mom was into Zelda, and my dad was into Punch-Out. They never played the console ever again. After they got through those games, Never touched it.
Well, dude, Super Mario Bros. Was like the first game I ever played, and obviously I was born in the 90s, so I missed like the NES era. But the only reason I played it is because my mom had an NES, and she had Super Mario Bros. And then a couple like weird games. She had Dr. Mario, and then like a Top Gun game, and it was like... But she didn't ever play it, but she had it, and she had Mario Bros, you know? So she obviously got it to play it, and then just, you know, didn't play anything else.
Threw it in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah, and then I was like, what is this? And it was awesome.
It was a game changer. We might be prisoners of the moment.
Yes, and this game is what inspired the episode.
Yeah.
You know?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh.
I just recently went on a trip. I was on a plane, and I had to go back to the bathroom. Normal size plane, right? Not a small plane, not a big plane, just right, you know, normal size passenger jet or whatever. And I counted like 4 people on my way back to the bathroom that were playing this game.
Yeah.
Then in both airports I was in, people sitting up against the wall or in the chairs in the airport playing this. And every time I seen somebody with a Switch, I just kind of...
Hey, you're just like, what game were you playing? And it was Zelda.
Yeah.
Dude, this game has blown up. I think this game is bigger than even the original Breath of the Wild. Like, this game is phenomenal. It's all over freaking social media. It's all over TikTok because of the open world, the customization, the way that you're able to do whatever you want and build whatever you want and solve puzzles however you want to solve them.
Yeah.
It is absolute... There's so many people that aren't even playing the story. They're just getting far enough so then they can just build whatever they want. They're just crafting.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool because like that's what's on social media is like, oh, I built this, and dude, there's so many people that like my brothers are way into like Steam and PC gaming, and I don't really know what they play because they played on the computer, but they got Zelda day one and they both got it and they both are loving it. And it's just like, it's this game that everyone is like talking about. And dude,
it's a fun time. Like I had somebody come over here to work on the air conditioner and he's like, oh, where you at in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, dude.
This guy, I went out and bought a Switch just for this game. I keep saying Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
it's Tears of the Kingdom. I've done that 2 or 3 times in the episode.
So we know what you're talking about. Tears of the Kingdom, dude.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And there's a local T-shirt company in our area called Raygun, and maybe you know about them because it's kind of a popular deal. And they have like weird sayings on shirts. They've got Zelda shirts now. Dude. Like I left work to play Zelda or whatever. You know?
Dude, this game is phenomenal. I feel like it's becoming such a cultural trend that people are buying a Switch just to play this game, or people are like, "Oh, you have a Switch? Do you have Zelda?" Like people just want to see you play it, or are buying it to play it. Like this game is blowing up, and it's so weird because every time we log on the Switch, it just ding, 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 ding. All of our friends are playing it.
Yeah,
and it's been out for what 3 weeks now, 4 weeks now, maybe.
Yeah,
something like that. I feel like it's getting more popular.
Yeah,
like the longer it's out, because people are like, FOMO, let's freaking play some Zelda.
It's a big one. I do not recall many times. There's one other on our list in my lifetime. It'd be fun in the comments for you guys to fire off and talk about games that was like this in your area, maybe. But there's one left on our list. But before we get to number 1, there's some honorable mentions that really are not in our niche per se. Again, this isn't a top 5 of the best games ever or whatever. This is just those moments in time where you felt like everybody was playing them. And we got a mobile game.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
Angry Birds, and it did get console ports. I think the trilogy's on the Wii and PS3.
Angry Birds freaking blew up. I had freaking Angry Birds on my iPod Touch back in the day. Angry Birds was so freaking popular that they released multiple games, that they released it on home consoles.
Wasn't there like a movie?
And then they made a freaking movie. A mobile game was so popular they turned it into a movie.
Yeah.
What the heck, dude? Everybody had Angry Birds, and even non-gamers, because mobile games are like way different than like real games, you know. But man, everybody had it because it just swoop, boom. You know, it's like super easy. That's a number mention. And then another thing that I never got into, but it was so big, it even was referencing South Park and stuff. World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I think that's a good pull.
This game just revolutionized. It just became a meme in itself with how popular it was.
Yeah.
And I never played it. I was never into it. I was just too little when it came out. But man, that game was so popular.
I remember my dorm room hallway to this day, and my next door neighbor in the dorms was hardcore into this. His girlfriend was hardcore into this. There were like 4 other guys on my floor that were hardcore into this.
And they would just...
And I was the RA. His girlfriend was really cool, but she wasn't supposed to be on our floor after like 10 p.m. or whatever. But they were just playing World of Warcraft.
So I was like
having
a party.
Just kind of turn a blind eye to. You guys are good people, you know, and whatever.
Just playing video games.
People were hardcore into this.
All right, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Another game that I want to bring up in the honorable mentions, and I do think this wasn't maybe everybody, but a lot of gamers were playing Halo.
Yeah, Halo was definitely... that's why it's an honorable mention, because I don't think it was like, oh, non-gamers are playing it, but the fact that it introduced like LAN parties and like people were having get-togethers, people were carrying TVs. I remember I went to like a scout get-together when I was younger at like the high school, and it was like a lock-in and there was like dodgeball, but then in the hallway there was CRT TVs and people, they had Halo set up that you could do, and it was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was a game changer.
Big freaking deal. And then the last one on our list,
the COVID game.
The COVID game, Animal Crossing. This game freaking blew up. I think it was the perfect time when COVID hit.
Yeah.
Everyone, I never jumped on the Animal Crossing train. I've never played an Animal Crossing game, but this is a game where everybody was playing it and people were like, let's hang out in our Animal Crossing world. And it's how, dude, so many people that aren't gamers played Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
you know?
and not to the level of Tears of the Kingdom, but something that you said, like, this was a big social media game as well.
It was, where it was like, you know, let's get on and let's chat and send mail or do it at fishing. I don't know what you do in that game, but I know that it was freaking huge. And some of my friends that, like, they have a Switch, but they play like Mario Party and that, they don't really, but they were way into Animal Crossing, especially during COVID. Like, that was like their getaway. This game revolutionized things.
I think this is a no-brainer. Number one, it's not even close. Wii Sports.
Wii freaking Sports. It was a pack-in, you know, but I think the Wii sold so many copies, so many families got it, and Wii Sports is another one of these games where everybody freaking played it, especially bowling. I think bowling, like, you would play baseball here and there and tennis and all that stuff, but bowling, man.
You know, like, I don't know if you've ever heard this analogy, but like, if you wonder if somebody is a star, you know, a musician, a basketball player, whatever it is, I don't think they're a superstar until grandma knows who they are.
Yeah.
And grandma knows about Wii bowling. I bet you 80% of your grandmothers, of you viewers, have heard of your grandmothers have heard of Wii bowling.
Yeah, and they've probably played it.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, but my grandma's not a gamer at all, but she's played Wii bowling, Wii Sports, and she sang in freaking Rock Band.
Yeah,
you know, like, she doesn't care about video games, but those are fun, and it's so fun to be able to. Dude. We still play Wii Sports. Wii bowling is so freaking fun.
That's the thing, too,
is there's a unifier.
There's all these other sports on there that are fun. The game is fun.
Yeah, but
everybody just played bowling.
No, dude, because it's like, dude, you can play bowling in your freaking living room, and all you just need one controller because you can take turns, and you can customize your characters.
Yeah, you're me. You're me.
Yeah, dude, it was so much fun. Dude, literally, you would have a game where grandma's playing, and then also like a little niece or nephew that's like 4 or 5, they could also play. Because it's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple, it makes sense, and it's just a blast. It's fun to watch, it's fun to play.
Very quick pick up and play, the perfect type of game that will elicit the response that the games on this list do. This is the king of the castle as far as that goes.
I think so many people bought a Nintendo Wii just for Wii Sports, even though it was a pack-in. You know, they most people, like, if you go to garage sales and stuff, they have Wii Sports and maybe 1 or 2 games, and it's like, well, we just bought it to play this, you know, and we just bought it so when the family comes over, we could play bowling.
For sure.
And like, it was a console seller just so families could play bowling, dude. That's wild.
I love this list. I wonder on the internet how many lists, insert subject matter here, have Wii Sports ranked higher than Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
we might be the only one, but it's not about the quality of the games here. No. And all the games on this list are great games.
Yeah, they're all fantastic.
But this is the impact they had at the time they came out, where everyone was playing them. I feel really, really good about this list.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section below. Do you agree with the games on our list? A, would you rearrange them in any certain order? And is there a game that we don't have on here that you think should be on here?
There's probably a few that we missed or forgot about or didn't even think about because just the way we grew up and played games, these are the ones that we noticed, you know, all around us. So
every one of the games on this list was a monumental movement, I felt like, and everybody was either talking about it or playing games,
and just so many of these games brought people together and they were unifiers, and that's what's so cool about video games, because you could be way into that style of video game, I'm way into this style of video game, but we freaking start playing Wii Sports, it doesn't matter that you love RPGs or all, it doesn't matter. It's just like, I'm gonna get a freaking turkey, dude. Unified. That we need more of that. So quit watching this video and go play some freaking Wii Sports. How about that? But anyways, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time right here on the one and only Gaming Off the Grid.